All right, everybody, welcome back to Premier Racing Broadcast. It's been a few weeks, but here we are, ready to take on Kansas. With me in the booth, as always, I've got Adam Roberts and Milt Minter Jr. Here to help me out all this race. We haven't had a chance to talk to many of the drivers tonight. Been busy setting up a few things. Like I said, it's been a few weeks, so I had to get all my settings right again, and hopefully it's working. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Adam, Milt, you guys there?
Yeah, we are here.
Man, you sounded good.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounded loud and proud, baby. Of
All
course,
right.
you know me. I'm the loudest guy in the bunch, so.
That's why we have you up here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Kansas. What's it looking like? I've seen. I was following Sean Reap around for a little bit. Looks like he may have had some trouble keeping it on the track. Could have been just dialing in his settings, but I did notice him hitting the wall more than usual. But not sure if either one of you guys had a chance to talk to anybody up there. But
Yeah, I didn't actually. Track temperature right now is 114 degrees. That's, pretty warm. But, ambient temperature is in the 70s, mid 70s. Sim racing time's 1:57 p.m. So obviously it's not right now, or it'd be dark. iRacing sets that up for you so you can see, what the temperatures are, and obviously no precipitation, and there's about 35% rubber laid down with the practice and qualifying sessions. So, but this surface is, used. And if you watched any racing this weekend, grip was always an issue. And I think that's going to be an issue in this sim, because it is, as close to real racing as you can get.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we're in for some really good racing tonight. I'm looking forward to it. I have no idea what the standings are right now. Adam, I'm not sure if you have those pulled up or not.
Yeah, I
I'd be
do.
curious to know
They've
who's
only done.
sitting where.
Yeah. So they've got. Let's see. With Matt Watkins is in first place with Shane. They're tied. But it looks
Wow.
like they've only counted one race, because they've only had two races, and this is race 3. So they've only had the first race in. But yeah, we got Matt and Shane, and then Justin Bird in third. Jeffrey Bayless is in fourth, with Jack McGee in fifth. And then rounding out the top 5, we got Craig Stucca, Ryan Seams, Jason Seams. They must be brothers. And then Gerald Lawrence and Brent.
It would seem that way.
Yeah. Yes.
Could be just a coincidence. Who knows? We've had people here before, I think, that had the same last name, that were related, or at least they didn't know it. Maybe that's how they met. Little just figure out you find your long lost cousin on iRacing. I'm sure that's happened before. I don't know. But yeah, that's
but sorry, Adam, to let you finish there.
No, I was done. I got it all in. But yeah, that was our top 10.
Well, we got a fat field here. Fat and sassy for Kansas. We're not in Kansas anymore. Well, actually, we are. So, NEM, still learning these new interfaces with iRacing, which are bitchin'. And, but, I haven't been around it like you guys have been saying, doing life here. But, it looks like, Matt Watkins on the pole, looks like. Justin Bird, Jamison Pearson, third. Shane Wisman, the former champion, and Jason seems to be in the 5th place there.
Yep, got a qualifying results pulled up here. Yeah, it looks like a few people. We were sitting around 12 or 13 drivers about half an hour ago, but it looks like some more people have slipped in since then. That's
the way Matt Watkins rolls in that Bazooka Bubbles Toyota. So.
Oh yeah, his helicopter doesn't usually land until about 5 minutes before the race starts. So.
Yeah, he's like that rich guy my dad used to drive for. for. You know, that guy had owned like Scope and like one of the richest men in the world. My dad drove for that guy, Ted Field, and that's what he would do. He'd show up in his, kind of like the movie Ford versus Ferrari, where Mr. Ford takes off in the helicopter, and they say, I bet you Mr. Ford's going to eat somewhere nice, and the other guy says, you think,
Right.
Probably, yeah, it was the same kind of thing. In fact, I remember having Super 8 films of that dude flying a helicopter right and right over the stands there at Le Mans, so yeah. Anyway, it got sidetracked there, sorry.
Going around Craig Stuka right now, the number 18 car.
It seems to be turn 2 is going to be a big trouble spot. I see a lot of people losing it off turn 2.
Maybe that's where I always caught Sean coming out of turn 2, because it seemed like I would just see pieces of his car just littered on the track. So
that's
maybe
who I just caught.
It's because turn 2 kind of levels off, and what happens is all of a sudden your car starts to go towards the wall, and then you try to overcorrect, and because you lose grip and you lose banking right there.
Yeah.
And that's always been a Kansas trait. So we'll see if we can take a look at some of that. They're still learning this interface here, but it's a 1.5 mile cookie cutter, as they call them in NASCAR, and but everyone's different. These pit road entrances are very difficult, and exits almost off camber. Watching Matt Watkins go onto the track here. The multiple world champion here at FSB and other leagues, pretty much every league he runs in. What does he do at the end of practice here? He practices pit stops. So I'm taking a view here. What he likes to do is push it to the limit and see if he can smoke him if he got him, and then he'll probably either back that off or edge that up when it comes time to starting the race. Because you do have to kind of pull that out of your yin-yang with tires used up, and it's just never the same pulling out the pits, trying to figure out those pit stops there.
Let's get some
we
picks
watched
in.
the real guys this weekend try to use the outside line and get that momentum. They really struggled with grip up there. Will that be the same with the iRacing model here and this setup? We'll have to see how that goes as they, put some work on these tires over time.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what that does. See if anybody's able to go up there.
Yeah, typical cookie cutter. I mean, you're looking at somewhere around 35 laps is your pit window probably. So even though we didn't talk to drivers, I'm pretty sure that's where it's going to be, somewhere in that area. So, we'll probably be a little lost here, and it's probably a little too late to talk to them now. So.
Yeah, they got about 30 seconds till starts gridding. So.
Yeah, we don't have time, unfortunately, but in the meantime, we can get our picks in if we want to put the curse on.
I got Matt Watkins.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, no, did anybody say I should go
Nope,
first?
it's you. That's
Too
you.
late.
We already knew who you were picking. Adam,
That's my teammate, man.
You're next. Who you got?
I'm gonna go. With Jason. Jason Seams.
Jason Seams. That's
I don't
funny
know.
because
I haven't seen him yet. So a couple new drivers here. I can't wait to see. Yeah.
I was going to pick Ryan Seams. So
there you go.
We'll just pick the Seams brothers here, or Seams cousins, or Seams unrelated.
Yeah, that's so cool though. That's so NASCAR, man. That's like You know, that's like the Allison brothers and stuff, you know?
Yep.
Just hope we don't, have a fist fight here down on the pit road, like Daytona in 1979, We're going to be, bashing some heads here.
We've also got the Justin Bird fan club with us again. Good to see them again.
The bird's the word.
Glad they're still hanging out there.
Bird's the word.
Milt, you've got a fan out there too. Says, let's go Milty from Kip Vickers.
Right on, brother. Yeah, that's my coworker.
There you go.
He's a badass tile setter, and I work with him at Central Pro Tile. So, thanks for showing up, bruh.
Oh, they're father and son.
Just confirmed from Andrew Elliott.
Yeah.
It seems they're father and son. Okay, that's a really
Bobby
cool
and
duo.
Davey.
Yeah. Heck
Central
yeah.
Pro Tile for all your needs in Central California. Want some tile done?
Yeah.
Give them a call.
I don't.
Hey, are they paying for that advertising? How much they giving me here?
Nah, heck no.
Yeah.
They pay me pretty good though, so I'm not complaining.
Of course. Michael Greenwood.
Matt up front there. Matt does two things. He either tries to qualify on pole or he tries to not qualify at all and go way in the back there. And I got another coworker, I think, watching Jay, another coworker, works at CPT. So, what's up? That's what Matt do,
Yeah.
And so he decided he wanted to qualify up front, so he's going to try to run that pace. You might see him back off if these guys get aggressive. Jamison Pearson there, that's a good qualifying hit for the 22 there. Sim racing, you used to never be able to warm your tires up with the because it just didn't work, as the pace car goes off. We'll talk more about that. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. 2 lanes here, grip, very low tires. The new tire models, me driving the sports cars, man, you got to put total traction control on just to make a freaking lap. And wow, that's a little sketchy right there.
Yeah, top 3 single. This
ain't their first rodeo. It's professional sim racing, folks.
Right. Andrew Elliott got a little loose there. He backs down. He got it back up.
Really taking their breath. Great job of these guys just getting going. And already we're seeing different lines here. We're seeing Justin Bird with the Bird fan club here. He's running that high line already, trying to cookie cut and Matt running the low line. And they're both using up that apron. Unlike Daytona with the double lines, there is no out of bounds. If you want to go in the grass, you can, but probably not a good idea. Bird all over him and trying to go down low and having to back off.
Yeah. I think he might have got a little loose there. Too. Man.
Ooh, James Stats had to get off of it there. Was following him around, and he hit the apron a little bit and ended up having to let off.
Yeah. Yeah, you do not want to hit the apron, Kansas. I know that.
Apron bad.
Yes.
So a little spread out there, going back, 2 by 2, kind of here with Wisman in the 34, and then we got the. Oh my gosh, we have 13 of Ryan Seams. Actually, yeah, he's running 131. My bad. Come on, old man. And then Jason. So father and son running together right now, kind of teaming up. These races, especially with, this is a pretty big field, but actually it's not. So with the professional nature of this and the way this has started, already you're going to start thinking about, tire wear and fuel preservation here. You can break this baby into, you can run 35, 36 laps, a tire run. That cuts you a pit stop. Well, when 18 got high as a kite there a little bit, and now, and that's another thing here, you know, is saving tires. That you can make them angry really quick.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Justin past Matt in the lead there on the high side.
I don't think Matt's gonna fight that. He just kind of seeing, he's running that bottom line. He's got to be thinking, knowing man, he's got to be thinking that's going to be my way to save tires. And that's the way I used to like to try to do in the old sim, NASCAR 2003. But this is, you know, that was another century ago. And
Yeah.
this sim is much more like the real guys have to do.
Yeah, the 22 really hit the wall on the last lap there.
Maybe we can get a little in-car here. I'd like to see a little in-car somebody.
All right, let's do it
Maybe
here.
Pearson there in that
Yep.
22 or
We got
something.
Pearson. Pearson's taking a different line, if you notice him.
So
Yeah.
you see that in-car there. So he's going to try that outside line and work that outside. Well, you can see him correct it a little bit, getting a little loose in the center of the corner. He's going to try, you know, air is king. So you see these guys trying to get air on the nose of those cars. You know, this is a sim. It ain't no game. This is not EA Sports, baby. This is iRacing. Which I think iRacing has kind of started to take over. I noticed a commercial the other day for like NASCAR 2025, and it was like it had iRacing on there.
Yeah, it's a new one coming out.
Yeah, so I don't know if you'll be able to like buy that game and maybe, you know, work your way into running the sim like this. You know, for your bang for the buck, dude, is unbelievable in iRacing.
Mm-hmm.
Now getting up to where these guys, see, in this league, you don't have to have a license, but to race against like the world, you got to work yourself up license-wise.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
So, and that's difficult and can be expensive and time-consuming. Of course, you know, you don't want to. This is a professional league, so you don't want to show up. You know, I mean, you can show up and start from the bottom. That's what's great. There's, you know, different series throughout the week at FSB. So, FSB.com, check it out. Jameson just kind of working where everybody else isn't, and you let Matt know what's up. I'm here. Here's Johnny.
Yeah, Justin's been that top. He's been working that top lane the whole time. I don't know if he's hit the wall, but he's came really close.
He did. He kind of scraped it a little bit. This is love.
Okay.
That's a love tap, you know.
Yeah. I thought he did maybe once,
I
but
learned that the hard way when I had a few too many beers and thought I could box one of my buddies, you know, just for fun. But you don't realize how tough that is. He gave me a love tap. You know, I had a mouthpiece in. We had boxing gloves, and you know, I was on the floor, knocked out, you know, on my butt. Like, you know, all of a sudden, like, where am I? He's like, "Oh my God, buddy, you okay?" I mean, he just barely hit me.
yeah, that's all it takes.
Well, now you see Wisman and the 18 car coming up, Stuka coming up. You know, Stuka way up there, up in the dust there. Shouldn't be too much marbleage on the track here, but as time goes on, you know, that grip on that outside, if it doesn't get used, and there's Pearson in the wall again.
Yeah.
So he's giving it that Kansas stripe right there.
Oh, yeah.
If you just scrape with these composite bodies, shouldn't be too much damage. But when you go to pit, you're gonna have to decide if you want them to, you know, bang on it a little bit. So, and that's a lot to do for these guys. It's not like they got Roger Penske doing their pit stops for them. You got to decide if you want 4 tires, and you know, Pearson decides, I need to let Stuka by here, and that's what Stuka does. I mean, every race I've watched dude run, that's how he rolls.
Yeah.
Getting back to Bird here, it just seems like as time goes on, we talked about like last couple of years, like he really hadn't raced that much, and so he just, instantly was like fast,
Yeah, I think he's been sim racing for not even a year now, but
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
he's definitely found his place.
Dude,
Yeah.
man, I mean, this stuff is not easy. Everybody wants to be a rock star. Whoa, he's right up there in the mustard. I think, Watkins is, able to work that bottom line. He doesn't want to have any damage on his car. And, he wants to kind of save tires and fuel. And as we're coming up on lap 18, still almost, we're like at the halfway of your, run here as far as how much fuel,
Yeah, definitely. Oh,
What
Matt hit the wall there.
So
Looks like
this
he
is
did.
a 90 lap race. Yeah, that's a little, gosh, I think I remember them being a little bit longer back in the day, but, obviously we don't run full, 400-mile races.
Right.
We ain't got time for that.
It's longer when you're in the car too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Wisman is fighting for the lead there. The former champion, he knows how to save tires.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Not sure what's up with the 15, or if he's just he just wants to be around and hang out at the party. He doesn't need the a party hat yet, because that ain't no trophies given out yet.
Oh yeah. You don't want to, in other the first race, this kind of happened, right? He kind of hung back, and then like the last 20 laps, he won the first race, I think, right? The St. Louis race.
So we got car guy I haven't seen yet. Of course, I haven't been around, the league and everything, and I had computer issues and life issues. But Jack Walls here in the 23 is creeping up on this group too here.
Yeah.
That's impressing me, man. It's
Yeah,
so
he's-
hard to save tires on these runs. Even when you know these guys are good enough that you're probably not going to get that timely caution until it gets closer to the pit stops and tires are just absolute junk,
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. Look, checking out that paint in the 23. Delaware U, the Blue Hands, repping obviously a college team. Either, it'd be interesting to see if, there's some connection there with Jack, for sure. The Blue Hands, nice paint job. I love those colors.
Yeah.
My favorite blue and my favorite yellow right there. Very nice.
Yeah, it's real nice.
Painting these cars in iRacing is easier than the past sims, but still way too much for me.
Yeah, I never could figure it out. Painting.
I ain't that smart.
I mean, I would spend hours trying to put together a paint scheme, and it just ended up looking not good. Like, some people just have a talent. and I never could seem to figure it out.
And you know, in seventh place, Ryan Seams there, the Moxie car, rocking some cheese balls down on the quarter panel. Moxie with, I'd like to know the story of that too. Got some like 1950s looking dude.
Do you know what Moxie is?
No, I had
Moxie. It's a terrible drink. It's like a black licorice soda.
Oh, gross.
Is that kind of like Jägermeister without the booze in it?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
I only drank Jägermeister once, dude, and I can't believe I didn't go to jail, but everybody around me did, so that's another story.
It's not a good soda.
I know my glasses were broken, and somebody hit me like many times, and I probably deserved it.
Yeah.
And Jason Seams in the 88 car. What's he rocking here? Look at these paint jobs. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dynamo. Come on, old man. Can you see that? I can't really see on the hood right there.
I think it's Dirty Mo.
Dirty Mo. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's like Dale Jr.
Yeah.
Dirty Mo.
Yeah.
Isn't that like his production for his podcast?
Right.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. You know, everybody up in this is digging it.
We got 2 people out of the race, Jeff Hale and Dan Jones.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I didn't see what happened.
See that. Mr. Bond, James Bond out. That sucks.
Yeah. I don't know.
Black Rifle Coffee there for James Stats.
I can go look and see if I can find when he went out.
Yeah, see what happened there. No caution, so we didn't, you know. They could have had some, you know, sim issue, connection issue. There's a lot of things that can go on. You know, pit stops are, you know, what do you do now? Tires are starting to get angry here a little bit. Try to see if we can pick up some lap times as Stats is getting starting to get worked on by Andrew Elliott here in the 09. Rocking the Arizona colors. Man, my old buddy Steve used to rock them a lot back in the day.
Actually, Jeff Hale and Dan Jones got in an accident, and it didn't throw the yellow.
Yeah, that's
They both decided to park it. On lap 14. That's what happened. I just ran out of room.
So we're
on the
getting
turn.
close to starting to look at the pit stops, and here we go. Jack Walls looks like he's going to be the first one to box here.
Yep.
And that's gonna.
Got a few of them, the 18s going in.
He going in. Whoa, yeah. Pit
A
stops
little
coming here.
slideways back there behind him. James Stats coming in. Pops is coming in.
Pops Markson, the veteran. Probably the longest tenure here at FSB. Sean Reap.
There goes Justin locking him up.
Yep. Yep. He sure did.
Andrew Elliott staying out. Or exiting pit lane. 45 miles an hour, Bubba.
Yeah, that's
You're a
that's
mile
slow.
over, you're going to get nailed.
Yeah, that's a slow pit road.
NASCAR don't mess around. Have to see how this all
Yeah,
searches
Shane.
out.
Shane comes in. So definitely
It's still hanging it out there.
one more stop.
Yeah, Matt wants to get in, in that plus window. You're in the window at 30 laps, but he wants to see, this could hurt him with his lap time. So last lap, trying to figure out his lap times, and now Matt Watkins with the great pit stops, and he nails it.
Yep.
Down pit road in that bazooka car, blowing bubbles. Now, when you're in the car, you see your pit crew, but for graphics work there, we can't see that, but they're working on it. And when you're in the car, you're hearing, and they're lifting that car and moving it.
All right.
Obviously, 4 tires and fuel here.
So yeah, the 88 is the last to pit. He's pitting right now.
Those guys that undercut right around the 30 mark are going by him like he's standing still here, and that'll get you. That he lost a ton of time right there. So I don't know, man. I'm usually down with Matt's strategy. Of course, he's going to have 3 laps or 4 lap better tires than these guys, and clean air. And draft at these cookie cutters really isn't, saving fuel and tires are a big thing. So we'll see how that goes. We saw those other guys spread out and, out the picture and coming up later in life there to deal with this. So.
Yeah, Greg being the first one to pit. Yeah, and he's right there with Justin. So and he was a little bit behind him.
Matt's behind a little bit. I'm not sure if he had some problems getting out of his pits or what.
No, he had a good stop. He just lost time on those old tires.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm still learning this interface here, but to try to figure out, lap times here. Because before I was able to pull that up, so I'll have to look at that and learn here. But, to be able to see lap times versus each driver, see if I can.
Yeah, see, Justin had like a 45 when he pitted, and then a 104 and a 31, and then we'll see what did where is he? Matt had a 44, a 104, and a 31. So I don't know what happened. I guess maybe just
you stay out that long and you're you're bleeding away there. You're bleeding lap time because fresh tires are king. However, now he's already moving up and working on coming after. Whoa! They go a little sideways there. He's working on Jack Walls, so he got by him. But Jack Walls pitted a little earlier. But maybe he's like, I'm just gonna run this pace I ran before. I managed to catch you guys. Because we're looking at one more stop to the end now. If it stays green here, so
yeah.
That's this tragedy.
Let's see, Matt is.
This was always the hardest racing for me to learn as in my career. But it's just all I do is balls out, and it's had to learn how to save stuff, and that's when you really learn how to race, you know.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see if he can make it on those tires, you know, still holding the same time or gaining a little bit of time for the next pit stop.
I think he can, and I think they're all spread out. They're not really helping each other draft, and they're all. I think Matt might have been. You know, I don't know. They're all really good on the tires, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. Bird is definitely, you know, in the lead, and he's liking that fence right up there. He's
Yeah.
you know, Kyle Larson in that stuff, which is, man, that's just so cool to see in sim racing. You know, the former sims just didn't do that line justice. The you know, physics didn't, you know, allow for enough grip up there. Now you're really seeing guys be able to, if you got the skill to pay the bills, you can work it up there, and you got the huevos to do it. Because you got to drive it right up there, and you know, Richard Petty always said, well, you know, I always like running the outside wall because at least if you hit it, you're closer, so it's not going to hurt as hard.
Yeah.
But you see, I'm just working that like skillfully, but he lost some time there, and Pearson is on a mission here.
Oh yeah. I mean, Matt's already like, yeah, within a second. I mean, Justin must have slipped up.
There is no relation, but
yeah,
if you're any kind of NASCAR guy, Jamison Pearson's name, you know, you think that's a legendary last name. I would roll with that.
Oh, no. A little bit of contact.
13, there's contact.
yeah.
That was definitely
apologized.
not intentional. It just,
No.
I think he got loose a little bit.
Yeah,
He came right across the 13. Great job by these guys.
Yeah.
They could have piled up all 5 of these leaders.
Mm-hmm.
So
That
you're
could've
seeing,
been-
you know, like Matt Watkins now, those tires are.
That's what he wanted to see. That's what Matt needed.
That's exactly what he wanted to see. Well, now the 22's getting loose. You know, I haven't done much racing, but you know, I do a lot of talking and a lot of talking to my teammates and various, you know, and these tire models here, when they get angry, you can see now Pearson is struggling with that car.
Yeah.
It's more like the real cars now. You make them angry, you gotta make them unangry. And there's contact again with Stuka. Because that tire temp goes up, and they want to cool down.
Bird hit the wall
all
too.
the way from first to fourth, fifth.
Yeah.
Caramba.
And then Shane just out in front, cruising. Matt right toe.
Well, that's what he does. You know?
Yeah, what a sequence right there. That was all within 2 or 3 laps.
Well, and you know, you were just kind of watching. So, you know, now Justin's got those tires a little less angry, and now he's starting to run that outside line, which is different than these guys. So he's getting the air on the nose, and he's like, took a deep breath here. And so you see he's running 3 and 4 different than he's running 1 and 2. That's another thing, you know, these little particulars, racing here. Oh, and he scrapes the wall a little bit. He's way more up on the wall, and the banking is different on the you know, between 1 and 2, and you know, like you guys were saying earlier, 2 is a, you know, place that a lot of people have been hitting the wall, you know, in practice.
Yeah, they bounce right off of it and then hit the inside. So
I still think you're in this group, you know, you know, like to show some other guys here, but right now this is the preferred group here, and if you're in that group, even all the way back to Jason Seams, he's a little bit off there, but he's still got, you know, it ain't like Daytona where you're going to lose a draft. You know, you got to stay the course with your tire wear and average lap time. And these guys are starting to get jiggy up here. And also like where Jack Walls is looking at as far as like, you know, let's take a deep breath. And
yeah, he's just kind of biding his time, just sitting back and not
got to
pushing
feel
it.
Bird is a little disappointed after being in the lead there, but you're seeing the growth and the experience. He's just kind of working it here. Long way to go. You're in this group. You got a chance to win the race.
Yeah. Yeah. Now Shane and Matt have kind of checked out a little bit. They're almost they're a second, 2 seconds ahead of these guys, just about. James and Justin.
Yeah, and that battle, that's.
Yeah, I think these four running side by side is probably hindering them a little bit. You know, gives those guys in front a little more clean air. You know, but as soon as if Matt gets beside Shane, I bet you that pack will start to reel them in too. You know, that's what it seems to be. As soon as you get beside somebody, you start losing momentum at this track. I heard a lot about a momentum. There's a lot of momentum. If you gain momentum on this track, you know, that's the big thing here.
Yeah, those guys behind
Having
them
momentum.
need to get in line. It looks like I think they're maybe trying to do something, but they're just racing side by side and not really doing themselves any favors.
No.
Yeah, pass for the lead there. So
Yeah.
Watkins back in front.
And then third, fourth, fifth, sixth, man, they're just swapping. Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's really the race. Well, you know, we got 2 battles there going back.
There's battles all over the track.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got back in 8th and 9th, Ryan and Sean have been kind of battling back and forth. They keep swapping back and forth. Got Andrew Elliott kind of following. James Stats there. TJ. Pops. Chet back there. So
That's my teammate right there, Chet Barkin.
Yep.
The reason why I have this badass computer.
yeah.
It's my dog right there. You know, Chet was like running Indy cars like 20 minutes before he jumped on to run this race. You know, the thing about Chet is he just loves the racing.
Yeah.
Now he's got his son running with him, and he's now a donkey, you know, running with us, and he's really fast, and he's just so, you know, having so much fun in retirement and running with his son every night, hanging out. I mean, just really cool stuff. He's just so jazzed, and you know, he's about the competition and trying to get better. He's always been like that. You know, I mean, honestly, I wish I could say, you know, I was that, you know, that cool.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I mean, it's hard. You know, you wanna win. You know, and he has won. But the thing is, it's not that important to him. I mean, you got him and Pops, who's, you know, the better part of 70-something with, you you know, he's had so many different health issues, and you know, Pops lives for running here at FSB, and here they are racing professional sim racing, and they're duking it out, and you know, they don't really care what they're duking it out for, what position, you know.
Yeah.
And they're pros, and they're
We got
running.
pit stops.
Oh, here comes Pops, by the way. Looks like he slowed down, and whoa, he got sideways coming down in the pit road there.
Yeah.
Dude, you know, I know Pops, he don't like you to talk too much about him, you know, but dude has been through so much stuff. He's such a inspiration to me, and as a friend, a person, as he goes down pit road to get 4 tires here.
Yeah.
And he's right at the lap 60. You know, it just shows you the skill of these guys out in front, how they can run those lap times. You know, his stuff's probably used up, and I know how that feels, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of guys.
You know, it's like, gosh darn, man, I'm so good. You know, you got Reed down pit road, got the 009. Yeah.
You got, oh, man.
Oh, the 9 missed his stall there. Oh, he missed the coffee pot there. Oh my gosh, man, I know how hard that is. Now he's in there. He's getting service. Now we got the, you know, 3rd, 4th, and 5th coming down pit road. They were really close there.
Yeah. Here comes Shane.
So what's Watkins going to do? He's going to stay out. It worked for him last time. He's got 3 or 4 laps on these guys.
Yeah.
And then he's going to use that. He knows this race is probably going to go green. Even if there's some kind of caution, there's not, you know, he's in the catbird seat right here. He's going to have the best meets for the end of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he does, you know.
Yeah, that's
I
probably what he
raced 100 races against this guy and beat him maybe once or twice, and he still sat there and went, "I can't believe that. I can't believe he did that."
Yeah, I think he might be coming down this time. I see him talking.
Yeah, I mean, he's done that 4 laps. He went like 3 laps last time. You know, no reason to get crazy here. You seen him get a little twitch there, just nice and smooth as glass.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Watkins down pit road in the Bazooka Toyota, 45 miles an hour. Yeah, I'm seeing 46 on the telemetry here. Better be careful, son.
I mean, look at
don't want to get popped.
Look at
NASCAR
Ryan
don't
Seams.
mess around.
Ryan Seams here still out there.
Yeah, he's getting
I saw
passed,
46 though. A couple times there. You know, they break it up.
Is he coming down?
Out pit road.
Nope, he's not. He's staying back out still. He's maybe just in case, staying out in case there's a caution.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that's
Not a bad move.
No?
You might as well. I mean, you want to win, you got to try something different. And one more lap is not, you know, I mean, Matt Watkins and some of these other guys have, you know, blown it before. This time, Matt didn't lose as much time, and he has better tires. You know, him and Wisman together, I think Wisman's, you know, probably the other car that's the best on tires up to this point. Coming up on Sacramento's, California's Chet Barkin. Good solid race for Chet. Oh, and the 23 gets a power slide there.
Yeah, I mean,
the tires still ain't quite heated up yet. Jack Walls was almost in the wall.
yeah. Yeah, that's only like
That'll
lap
make your
3.
sticker pecker when all of a sudden you're going 160 miles an hour and you got to turn that thing to the right.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be turned left. Great save.
Yeah, that was. I guess he pitted on lap 59, so his tires are, gosh, almost 10. You know, when that happened, they were.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, he can make it to the end, but that's you know, and I don't know how many times that has happened to me where, and I just sit there scratching my head going, how did I make it that first run? And I was competitive with my tires, with my competition, and somehow in that second run, I used too much, and the car started to become junk. And then you see Watkins. I think his second run, even though he was battling, he used less tires. You know.
Yeah.
It's just it's nuances in every. You know, input you put in the car is the result. You know, in road racing, when guys, you know, we used to talk about how is that guy a second? And me and Jim Ray, second faster. Well, Milt, he's a tenth of a second faster than you in every lap, every corner. That's 10 corners. That's a second.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's not smoke and mirrors. It's just that little bit. And you know, I remember when Matt decided he wanted to take on iRacing after he was, you know, pretty much did everything you could do in NASCAR 2003 in this league and every NASCAR 2003 league there was, championships, trophies. I mean, he's got to have a trailer when he moves somewhere for all the trophies he's got. I know Jim Ray, you know, had, you know, carpal tunnel from putting all the trophies together that he gave Matt Watkins, you know. But, you know, I know dude, you know, and he was like, when I'm ready, I'm going to be ready. And I remember one day, you know, we hooked up and he was like, all right, I'm ready, you know. Is there anything, you know, you could say? And I'm like, what, to you?
Yeah.
I said, well, you know, come on our team and, you know, we have, you know, input. We had, you know, the great late Ken Soska, you know, and we had Guy Pitra and all these guys, you know, hook up with these guys for like setups and stuff. But dude just need a little bit of time. And here he is. This battle here. With,
yeah, Shane's having a little trouble trying to get by Chet here.
Yeah, and we got the 18, the 23, and the 22, and Justin Bird, you know, had some struggles there. Not sure what happened to the 13. But,
yeah, I think he might have a little damage. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, he's having trouble. You know, Pops is just running his line, but his car is good, and and the 22 and the 23 get together.
Yeah.
These guys are starting to struggle. Maybe, you know, those love taps up against the wall might have started to put some damage. And, you know, if you try to fix that, yeah, you can fix it in the pits, but how much are they going to fix it? And how's your aero going to be with the sim? And how much time you lose in the pits is devastating. We've seen Watkins run that bottom line maybe for a reason, because he didn't want to get near that wall.
Yeah.
You know, Pop's just trying to, you know, he's a veteran here. He's, you know, when he saw an opportunity, he gave him a lane and backed off, and great job, Pops. Man, that's like one of my favorite guys in the history of favorite guys. You're my hero.
Matt Watkins coming up on some lap traffic here.
Yeah, see if that'll.
Yeah, just really. Well, you know, and we didn't. You know, I didn't watch everybody else's pit stops, but you know, Matt's. That's what dude does too. Is he beats you in many different ways, and is that Stats going down low there, slowing on the track. He's down on the apron. I don't know what's going on with that car. He's going to go down pit road.
He's on the pits, yeah. Maybe
he might be done, or
he just pitted at lap 70. Well, because he just came in, so
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, but all these guys, including, you know, Duke and Roll, you know, James Stats got some stats, so I'm sure he, you know. Let's see if they what they're gonna do there.
Oh, battle for P4 going on here.
I had some issues here. My live feed. So take a look at that.
Yeah, we got Jameson and Jack. Yeah, they are going at it.
I think Jameson might be a little bit faster, so let's bring up the times here. Well, actually, here recently, I think Jack's gained on him slightly.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he can hold that, see if he's got enough to pass him.
So his tires are like three laps older.
Yeah.
But look at how Jameson races. He looks like he's fighting a loose race car. He likes to really wheel that thing.
Well, we still got 10 laps to go, so
yeah.
Hopefully he can hold on to it.
Yeah. He really wheel man. But like Jack Wall's like he just looks so smooth, and Jameson just looks like he's really putting a lot of wheel into it.
Yeah, and that's where it gets worse and worse. It's not going to get better.
Yeah.
Trying to get my live feed going here. Looks like it's coming up. So
yeah.
But I'm still watching the broadcast on YouTube, which is going great there. Great job, guys. Great job, Nick.
Yeah, we got.
It's a good battle here.
Yeah, Matt's pulling away from Shane.
Yeah.
Got a pretty commanding lead right now.
Yeah. 1.3 seconds with 8 to go.
It just, you know, how dude rolls. I mean, he just, you know, he helped that gap with his first run and staying out there, which you wonder, you know, sometimes if that's going to work.
Pearson's making up a little bit of time on Stuka's here.
So I thought Stuka was Stuka, but now he's Stukas. So, which is cool, you know.
Well, let me confirm that real quick, because he told me how to pronounce his name.
Well, always seems Stuka always reminds me of like two things: the Stuka dive bomber, which was you know, a badass killing machine, and Stuka in the movie, you know, Sin City. You know, so I don't know why, but you know,
think you actually do pronounce the S. So
Jameson got really loose. I think Jack took the air off of him, and he got really loose. He smacked that wall hard in turn 4, and him and Justin just got into it a little bit too. Turn 2.
only about 4 laps to go here.
Yeah.
Up on 4 to go. Yep.
Well, on the blimp cam, you just don't see anybody. It's Matt Watkins in the Bazooka Toyota, and there's Wisman behind. So, you know, the battle is behind these guys. You know, Stukas, Walls, and Bird. Bird is, you know, done a great job to get by these guys, but you know, with the damage he had and how much he has left, he's still looking at trying to get a podium here, but he's got a ways to go. People at the motorhomes drinking beers and clapping as I think I saw Dale Jr. down there, but you know, actually he's in every iRacing event. You just got to find him.
Yeah.
Solid race for these guys here. Walls, can he do something here in the last few laps to try to get on the podium and get interviewed? Let's see. It's Walls and Stukas.
Wow. He's not really. He had a faster lap time his last lap.
I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. We're coming up on the last lap here.
He's going to have to
2 to go.
do
1 to
something
go.
crazy. Yeah, we're at the white flag.
Here we go. This is it. Yeah, looks like Matt's got it in the bag unless something happens. Unless a lightning bolt comes out of the sky and strikes his car. I think he's got it.
Matt Watkins, South Carolina, originally. Used to drive by the, Darlington. I mean, if that don't rub off on you, and he runs really good there, and it's Matt Watkins, gosh dang, he makes me so smart, looking so smart.
Yeah.
That's your guy.
You
That's your
picked
pick.
him right away. Yeah.
The only guy the broadcast jinx does not work on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wisman, great job. I mean, to be up there, Stukas on the podium. Fantastic run. Great race. Clean, hard racing by these guys. And that DVD Orama car.
Yeah.
I just love the way Stukas runs, man, dude. I mean, every race he just always, he just don't cause no trouble. You know, he just runs and, great early run. Justin Bird run that outside line there, and I thought he could make that work. I just didn't seem like it saved him, any tires, which I thought it would. And Watkins trying to figure out where to burn out there. Maybe he's just running. Smoke him if you got him. He don't smoke. He choose bazooka.
I'm gonna chew them.
Fantastic race right there. And there he goes. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's the Polish victory lap there, burning rubber. Yeah, we'll dedicate that to our late buddy Ken Soska there, going backwards doing that Polish victory lap. Great job, guys.
All right, time to round up the podium here. We'll be back with you in just a moment for some driver interviews. All right, gang's all here. Got all the drivers rounded up. Let me see. All right. So, heck of a race out there, guys. It looked like some drivers out there had trouble finding grip on the track. I noticed some were running the low line, some were running the high line. But it seemed, you know, they got it figured out eventually. But Craig, we'll start with you. I think you were at least top 5 or 6, I think, the whole race, if I'm not mistaken. I know a driver got loose there at the end, but I don't think you were involved in any of that. But yeah, just, you know, like I said, just, you know, tell us about your run, how difficult this track was. At least it looked difficult, you know, from my perspective. And you know which line you like to run, and just yeah, just give us a quick rundown.
Yeah, I mean, this track was a bit hotter than I was used to, so it was definitely a little slippery. The beginning was real hectic. We were all bunched up and stuff. You didn't really even have a choice of what line you were going to run. So I think I was mostly going for the bottom line just to, you know, save my tires and stuff. But Justin was ripping that top line. He was going real fast, so I hopped up there at one point, and I was going real fast. You know, it was just real hectic, to be honest, and I was slipping around quite a bit. I think I was hitting the top wall a couple times, and then I didn't want to really slow down, so I'd go back to the bottom line, and then I'd feel confident again, go back to the top. So I was kind of all over the place. I think I ended one run on 50% front tires, so then that third run I stuck bottom, and that seemed to be the fastest line. I couldn't get the top to work. And then, yeah, I was third for most of that third run, and I don't know who was behind me. Maybe Walls or Pearson, whoever it was. They were coming at me, and I knew I wasn't going to catch Matt and Shane, so I just kind of was holding on, trying to hold that third position. But awesome race. Love a caution-free race. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. And you know, it's funny how there's some tracks, you know, you really have to like pay attention and actually drive the car, you know, especially, you know, whenever the tire fallout is so steep. There's other tracks, you know, you can kind of just, you know, just cruise and, you know, don't have to do as much thinking. But this was definitely one of those tracks where you had to drive the car, pick your line carefully, and try to conserve tires as best you can. But yeah, you did a really good job out there.
You want to save tires, but you also don't want to get passed by everyone.
Right. Yeah, there's a happy medium there somewhere.
Yep, somewhere.
An old timer with the old sim. We didn't have that outside line option. I mean, that was, you know, that was death row out there. And see you guys playing with that is so cool. And you know, then you watch that on Saturday and Sunday on TV for real. And you guys really, tried to make that work. And your explanation was pretty much perfect there. Of you know, watching Justin, I thought, man, I don't think these guys are going to be able to roll that top like him. But it wasn't the, and and Watkins was running the bottom and he was stuck to it, and I was like, yeah, there's something there, man. So right on, man. Great run, man. You always just run so smart, man. Every race I've saw you run, I mean, you're on top of it, dude.
Thank you. It's definitely a tough racing these guys.
No doubt, stiff competition. All right, Shane, you're up next. Again, same thing. This, was obviously a difficult track, I think, for everyone. There towards the end, it looked like you might have been gaining on Matt just a little bit, but then you fell off a little bit. I'm assuming that can be attributed to some tire wear. I think you guys also had different pit strategies. What were you thinking? Were you hoping for a caution, or were you just seeing what you can work with out there?
I'm a little conflicted. We have a FSB standard award at the end of the year, and as the series admin, I have to pay a bonus to the prize money if we go caution free during a race. So on one hand, I wanted a caution to save some money, but on the other hand, no, from the race standpoint, I wanted that thing to stay green the entire way. I felt like my race the entire time was not with Matt. It was with Craig and Jack and Justin and Jameson, and so basically I would have, if I had control of the race, I would have considered staying out a little bit longer, but I didn't want to have to pass everybody again, and just wanted to protect against the undercut and obviously maintain a decent gap just in the event that I missed a pit box or something like that, or had a trouble getting on or off pit road. So that was my strategy on that last pit stop, was just to cut it a couple laps shorter at the detriment of long-term performance, and hopefully maintain my field position there.
How did you feel about your pit stops? As far as because pulling that out of your crotch there, those are hard. You practice them, and then how did that work out for you?
Yeah, so I always say that I always gained so much information from watching the broadcasts in the past. So I actually drag brake like pretty much from lap 1 of a run on. And so I run extremely low brake bias, and the issue with that is, if you go and stomp on the brake when you're entering the pits, it'll throw your car sideways. So I've always got to remember to adjust my brake bias before I pit. I felt like my execution was fine. On that third run, though, I forgot to change my brake bias back down, and I think that kind of hurt my performance in that last run as well.
So those are one of the options you can adjust with a fixed setup. Wow, that's intense. Still, just you do what you do, and that was a typical Shane Wisman race, and you were right there in the picture at the end. With tires that you had way more laps than Matt there. He was really in the catbird seat, but I don't know if he was just dangling the string or whatever, but still great second place there.
Yeah, pretty proud of the effort. Especially considering the competition. It's hard to get podiums these days in this league, and especially when running up against one of the all-time greats at 1.5 miles. So I'm really pleased with the second. So congratulations, Matt, Craig.
Yeah, man, awesome race. It's good seeing you out there as always. And of course, thank you for being the admin in this series. You do a great job.
Yeah, and shout out here before we get to Matt to Sam Young. Sam's going to start doing some broadcasts, and of course we got great broadcasts with Nick and Adam, and that's going to continue. We're going to kind of bounce that, and the thing is, I don't have to do any work, so do text me or call me, and I'm at home. I'm more, I can't wait, more exposure, more, maybe we get more drivers, keep building FSB as an iRacing league, I'm really looking forward to the future.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. It's been 2 years since you made the switch, and things are really starting to come together, it seems like. So, always good to see new drivers out there. But, all right, and last but not least, Matt Watkins. Matt, you seem like you ran away with this one. You pitted later than everybody else. I think pretty consistently both those pit stops, or at least the first one you did. Can't remember the second one, but either way, yeah. How was your run? What was your strategy out there, and what were some of the more difficult points of this track?
Yeah, definitely try to put work in this track. It's, for whatever reason, this mile and a half's been very hard to figure out. Like, I like mile and a half, but this one's just something about it. It's very temperature sensitive as far as whether the top or the bottom works. So tonight, I come into it hoping that running the bottom would be the way to go, and for the most part it was. Like, at first run, I was kind of concerned about overheating the right rear, so I kind of babied it. I tried to run top a little bit, be like a defensive line. When Justin got there, I tried to run the top, take away his line, but I knew that wasn't going to be sustainable, so I just went back to the bottom, and then he got me, and I kind of tried to save, and then the track was way more gripped up than I thought it was. So the second run, I kind of started pushing on the bottom because the right rear wasn't really wearing that much. So yeah, the second run on, I kind of stuck to the bottom and drove a little bit harder, and then yeah, it kind of worked out. I had good pit stops. Kind of just tried to pit maybe 2 laps after everybody else did, to kind of just have that little bit of tire on them. So yeah, it all worked out, luckily.
Yeah, no doubt, man. That was an awesome run. I think you and was it you and Justin there in the beginning? You guys had some pretty good battles going on.
Yeah, my hope was that he was maybe burning that right rear up a little bit, sliding it coming up, and I was trying to keep him honest, but still not burn up mine. So I was kind of easing on the bottom there, and I thought I had him clear, and I gassed it up, and it just turn 2 was tough for all of us tonight. Me and Shane, like, every time we gassed it up thinking it was good, we drive up into the wall. So that happened when I went past Justin one time. I went straight and hit the wall, and then him and Shane, I think a couple of them got by me. So that was a lesson learned on that. But yeah, it was a interesting combination of the weather and stuff. Like, the track was really gripped, so just had to make a little adjustment there. But yeah, good job to Shane and Craig and those guys. They did a good job. It was fun.
Yeah, we definitely saw some random wall contact out there. I think from everybody.
I think almost everybody at least one time hit the wall there, and I really thought you running that bottom, that reminded me of in the old sim, because you couldn't really run the top. That I'm like, I guess he's trying to save tires early, but you were still competitive speed-wise, and Justin was ripping the top there. He looked like I was watching somebody like Kyle Larson, and I was like, and then you pitted later. I'm like, I don't know if that's a good idea, and of course that's why I'm not you know. Because it was the perfect idea.
Yeah, the top, I mean, you could really get someone early run, but it was real hard to be sustainable because it really burned up the right rear pretty good. And then late run, you're kind of just literally like slide 4-wheel drift coming off the corner. Not so much as much this because it was a little. This track was really gripped up tonight, but yeah, I'm not very good on the top. I still got to work on that. Like I knew if it became a top feeder race, it was gonna be really hard to beat someone like Justin that is really good on the top. So yeah, I had my fingers crossed it was gonna be a bottom feeder. It was.
Awesome. Well, good work, guys.
Oh, great
awesome,
win. Great
awesome
race,
show.
guys.
Yeah, awesome show. Option 3, can't beat it. Love a green flag pit stop. Makes things so much more interesting for us up here in the booth. Love seeing the battles out there. I mean, you guys truly put on a good show. So, next week, where are we at next week? Got to pull up the schedule. It looks like we're going to be at Charlotte. So we'll be back
The
in the booth.
Roval.
Yeah. Oh, the Roval. I just saw that. Okay. That'll be interesting.
No kidding. Like a road course?
Milty, you running?
Man, I don't.
Yeah, give us some
I don't-
in-car
I'm
in-car
not- I haven't
broadcast.
been running everything. I've just been starting to like get back on the track and see if I can physically handle it. But that sure is that would be tempting. So let's see. You know, I'll buy the track, so we'll start with that.
Good deal. All right, that'll do it for us here at Premier Racing. Again, thank you all for being here. Thanks to the admins, of course, Sam Young, the promoter, everybody else who does so much behind the scenes to make this work. So that's it. Signing off, and we'll see you guys next week at Charlotte's. Have a good night.